Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, we'll be going through the Friday night game between St Kilda and Carlton, going through all of the at least fantasy and Supercoach relevant players, how I saw this game playing out, and who I really see as options in the future, as there's been a big debate, I think, in sort of both fantasy and Supercoach circles of going early on players. It's a lot more, I think, decisive in the Supercoach circle just because of the price movement being a 2 games later that you get that price movement rather than on the first game. That makes it a lot more decisive going early compared to waiting. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload. If you are listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I will jump into this video. So, Rowan Marshall ended up top scoring fantasy-wise for the night with a 116. And I want to say, if I just quickly bring up the DFS website and then go to the live scoring, he had, I think, about a 50-point last quarter. If we just go quarter by quarter here for a second, you'll see he had no, that's the wrong game. We will go to the right game here. I want to say it was about a 50-point last quarter. 38-point last quarter with a 37-point third quarter, which just absolutely went crazy. Alongside Harry Mackay, they were both tracking very similarly, and Rowan Marshall just got over him by a little bit there. So, yeah, Rowan Marshall had a really, really good game, but his underlying numbers still don't look the greatest. He had to take 8 marks just to get up to a 116, which isn't even what, that's not even top end for and he had decent enough efficiency as well, but that's not even top end for scoring in the ruck line pretty much on both platforms. Like 116 is there or thereabouts, but he's not going to put in the 8 marks, I don't think, again. So yeah, I'm really concerned about Rowan Marshall, and that he's just sort of going to regress to that 100, 105 type of guy in the long run. He'll have spike games of 120, 130, but he'll also have these absolute shocker games of like 70, 80, stuff like that. So I'm really worried about that. And that's why I want to see more sort of more form rather than jumping on after 2 or 3 games. I feel like he's had some easier matchups. Jack Steele, 109, 111. Thought his ball use wasn't the greatest, actually. Even though he had 70%, I thought that he really just didn't progress it quick enough. He waited a little bit, and that really just slowed them down. I thought Wanganeen Malira, when he ever got the ball, that was that avenue to score. So I thought that he was the one that was going to break the game open. He had 10 touches in the first or something like that. He was on 50 before, or 49 before he had a potential ankle, I think it was, and came back on. Got to a 108, 103, which is pretty much Nazia Wanganeen Malira-esque. And yeah, so again, he scores all right, doesn't blow you apart, but just continues to score a top 4, top 5 in the defender line each and every week. Burns, Darcy Wilson, I thought his ball use was horrific. Jack Sinclair just didn't get enough of the ball, like the cheap ball and stuff like that. Used it at 80%. Kicked a goal as well that pretty much split the pack, and ended up on a 124 Supercoach, which probably shows the relevance there. But yeah, a 95 fantasy just needed those extra sort of 2 or 3 marks there out the back, but they don't seem to be using him as much as like a Ryan Burns, which is a little bit surprising. And then Jack McRae just had a down game there, 75, 79. And so he should be back better. He just couldn't get his hands on it and couldn't lay the tackles. But still, you take the good with the bad with him, as he's still been one of the better ones this year. And then Philippou, 73, 78. Yep, he's back at it. But we'll see how he develops over time, because we do need to see that role start to phase in. But it is a good baseline, I would say. And at least he's not going to blow it away early, which is good. As we can still just consider him and wait. It may even be after 4 or 5 games, that's when you jump on him, but we're just going to wait and see with him. Hall, Wilkie, Sharman, no one else here really matters other than Hugh Boxall, and this is what I was I hope I was saying in the intro with the rookies and stuff and not going early. Boxall is the main one here, just because people have gone early on him. I jumped on him in fantasy and scored a 38, so that'll be on field, which kind of sucks. But yeah, didn't jump on him in Supercoach, and I'll wait, I think, to see how others play out, and if we do get another guy on the bubble, because yeah, that wasn't he's going to probably come in with, you would expect, I don't know exactly, but like a -20, -30 break even, I would expect. But we'll see how that develops. Then on the Carlton side of things, Harry Mackay, 112, 133, kicked the match sealer, was one of the better guys on ground. I know Kerno kicked 3 as well, but I thought Harry Mackay, just his work around the ground as well. He had 19 touches, 10 marks, 3 tackles, 4 hitouts, 3 goals as well. So I thought he was pretty dominant there. Paddy Cripps had 26 touches and 10 tackles. Did miss a couple of shots there, 108, 102. So he's slightly back, but I don't think he's going to be that top 8 midfielder, or even just a top 10, top 12 midfielder from here on out. Tom De Koning, 104, 104 splits, 36 hitouts, 21 touches. Just couldn't kick on in the last quarter. He was on 81, 82 splits, or 81, I think, a piece at 3-quarter time. So only 23 points in the last quarter. Really could have built up a sort of a cherry sort of deflecting type of game with a 110, 115 type of game. But he only put up a 104, which was really disappointing after the start he'd gotten to. Wiedering, Silvani, Haynes had a really good game actually, but just not going to be relevant in the long term. George Hewitt snuck his way to 100 in Supercoach, just on the back of 92% disposal efficiency. Jackson Binns and Cooper Lord did all right as well, so that'll be interesting. I don't know what they are in terms of on the bubble or not. Let's actually just double check that. Supercoach. Let's see how it is going there. So if you go players and we go to Binns, I think he's already passed the bubble. If we go here, nope, that's his first game. So first game of the year for Binns, and yeah, he ended up with a 70 odd. So he should be back, and you'd expect as well with all the injuries that the likes of Carroll will be back next week. For those that have him on both platforms, that should be better, which will be good. But yeah, Jackson Binns, also Cooper Lord will have played the 3 games you would expect by now. Let's just double check that. Yep, he is at 216k, but is going to go up. He has played all of the games so far, which is kind of surprising, as it doesn't feel like I've seen him that much. Adam Chera, probably time to go now. He was just not getting enough of the ball. 18 touches on the last night. And then Ollie Hollins has never really turned into that halfback. And then you get down to basically their injuries of McGovern. Cowan was also injured. Francis Evans did nothing. Will White had a goal, I think, late on, but I don't remember exactly when he kicked it. Jesse Motlop was all right, but yeah, they just have a lot of small forwards that are like, you're not really impactful, and that's one of the reasons why I feel like they're not going to be able to compete in the long run. But anyway, that is the video there going through the Carlton versus St Kilda game. Marshall, Steele, Wayne Malira, and Sinclair are probably I should rephrase that. St Kilda still have some relevant players. Marshall, Steele to a certain extent if he can kick into gear again. Wayne Malira, Sinclair, Philippou, and then a watch on Boxall. And then for Carlton, you've got De Koning. De Koning, I wouldn't really see anyone else. Jackson Binns, if he hits when he hits the threshold for his on the bubble for Supercoach. And then no one else really. Matt Carroll to come back potentially is the only guy left for them for Supercoach irrelevance and fantasy to a certain extent. But anyway, that is the video, and I'll see you guys back for the next one, which will be tomorrow, which will have the Melbourne Hawthorn, Essendon Sydney, Gold Coast or Western Bulldogs, and showdown between Port Adelaide and Adelaide, all in a game reviews format. That'll be probably a longer one, 30-40 minutes. So I'll see you guys in that one tomorrow. Bye guys.